Tell me when we're ready. We're ready, all right. Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for joining me for this artsy video brought to you by yours truly, the Craft Monster. So today's video, we're going to be doing a craft that is pretty much just a Dollar Tree DIY. So let's jump in. So what I have is a classic clear glass vase from the Dollar Tree. Something nice and small and simple. So we're gonna kind of change this a little bit and make this a little more exciting and fun. I also have a blue plastic bin, okay? This is just found in their little plastic bin section at Dollar Tree. So we're gonna take these two items and really turn them into something nice that you can display in your home. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna start with this glass vase first. So what we're gonna do, it's already been cleaned. We made sure we got all of the fingerprints, or as many of the fingerprints off as possible. So we're gonna start by just layering a light coat of white paint on the outside of this vase. And I'm just using regular acrylic paint. Okay. So I'm gonna take my paintbrush and I'm going to lightly coat the outside of this vase. You wanna make sure that you're going in the same direction when you're painting with those strokes. And you'll notice that it leaves little lines. Those are actually good. It helps give it a damaged, worn look. Okay. So I'm gonna do this all the way around the vase. Okay. All right, so now that we have this fully painted, we're gonna put it aside just to let it dry. While it's drying, let's start working on the other piece. So again, I have the plastic bin, which is blue. I did go ahead and start painting the inside of it, so we're gonna paint the outside together. Now I want this piece to be kind of a grayish mixed with white. So I'm gonna just lay white down first and paint the outside of this, and then I'll mix in the gray. This one is probably going to need a couple of coats just to make sure we get that blue fully covered. So we'll do that like so. Taking my white and gray. So now that we have this fully painted, we're going to just sit this aside to let it dry. As it's drying, let's come back to our vase. By now I think this is pretty dry. So we're just going to check it just to see, do we like the coverage? If you don't like it and you want to add more paint, then this is the time to do it. So I think for this, I think we're pretty good. So now what we're going to do is add something to this to make it interesting. Now at home when you guys are doing this, you guys can add whatever you like. I have a couple of options. I have these rope, some brown buttons, and this ribbon. So I've cut the ribbon to a size that's going to fit around the thin neck of this vase. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my ribbon in half, making it a little bit thinner. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to take it around the neck of my vase. Once I get to this side that's facing me, I'm going to cross it like so. And I'm going to bring it down around the base, spin this around and I will tie this together. Now this is a little tricky because you want your ribbon to stay in a certain spot. So take your time when doing this. So now that it's secured in the back, I'm just going to take a little hot glue and I'm going to double secure it to make sure this ribbon does not move. All right. So now we have our ribbon on here and it kind of looks really cute. So let's add a little bit more to this. So I pulled out some buttons here. Let's pick one that we think will look good. I think this one is good. I'm going to take this button and glue it to the center of this cross of ribbon. So let's do that. Be careful with the hot glue. You don't want to burn yourself, and I do it all the time. So go ahead and pull those excess strings of glue off of the base. Now, to finish off this base, I think it needs a little something at the base of it. So I'm going to take this rope and wrap it around. Wrap it around a few times, and then when you get a good wrap, add a little hot glue to keep it in place. And there you have it. Perfectly cute little vase. So I'm going to add some flowers for the finishing touch. So now that we've completed this one, let's redirect our attention over to our plastic bin. Okay, so our bin is fully dry, so now we're going to add some special details to it. I have this rope that's been pre-cut already to size, and this is going to be wrapped around the base of the bin. And I'm going to attach it with hot glue. So let's get started with that. So I'm taking the glue gun and I'm just putting a nice droplet, nice amount of it so I can attach the first piece. Just like so. And I'm going to do that all the way around. Now I'm going to do the same exact thing with a thin layer of rope on the top layer of the bucket. Okay, so with my hot glue, making a thin line, and then I'm going to attach this. And I'll do this around the entire bucket. Now that I've finished attaching the top layer of rope, I'm just going to cut off the excess strings so we don't have too many flyaways. And there you have it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed these Dollar Tree DIYs. Check me out in my next video. See ya!